Welcome back to more of the Gaming Blind with SammoBam Let's Play of Cook Serve Delicious. I wanted to talk a little bit more about sort of the flow of this game and sort of like, again, like zoning out, like I was talking at the end of the last episode, because I think that was one of the things that sort of kept me from liking the second game, is that the second game felt like it was, like there was too much happening on screen. This one it's just like I said, it's just the right amount of action that's happening on screen to keep at least me personally, to keep me from getting overloaded. Whereas the second game, it felt like it was much more sort of fast-paced and frenetic. So I think that was one of the main reasons why I didn't like the second game. Because it wasn't just, you know, you deal with your cooking stations. There was like other stuff that you have to keep up, and you have to keep track of a bunch more things. And it's just like, for me with limited vision, the second game was like almost impossible for me to keep track of, because aside from just your regular cooking stations, you had like these additional sort of snack stations or something that you had to be like refilling every so often. And if you didn't constantly refill them, then customers would get mad because their patience would drop significantly when you didn't have snacks. And that honestly caused most of the issue for me, was just the fact that it's like, well, I can't keep up with this because they keep asking for... Oh, I put onions on there, damn it. They were demanding extra snacks and things, and it was just, it was too much for me to keep track of. In addition to the whole, in addition to sort of not seemingly having any sort of direction or not knowing where to go. So I don't know. I don't know if there were updates made that sort of changed that at all, but I'm a little concerned that if that's still basically how it is now, especially after the third game's come out, that I probably won't enjoy the second game much if they didn't make any sort of changes, if the developer didn't make too many changes and that sort of thing. But he's usually pretty good at like updating the game and making changes and that sort of thing. So sprinkles, okay. So we'll see. I don't know. Once I actually get to Cook Serve Delicious 2, which will be a little while, because this game is actually, it's fairly long. You know, like it's 20 days to get to a 1-star restaurant, and then, you know, the whole goal is to get to a 5-star restaurant. So you can tell it's going to be a little while before we get there, considering I think we're only on about day 10. So, yeah. So it'll be a bit of time before we get there. I think the only time I actually completed this game completely, I know, that makes sense, but like the only time I actually completed this game, I think it was somewhere around like 35 to 40 hours that it took me to beat this game. And I've started and stopped the game several times since then, just because, again, every so often I want to come back to it, and usually I don't get very far before I either I kind of abandon it because it starts to get a little bit difficult. And it's not like it's bad or anything, it's just I don't know. I thought that's a cheese again. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on with my brain. Okay. I haven't seen that one in a while either. That particular request. Ice cream sounds pretty good right now. I got nothing else. Sorry. I think I've run out of things to talk about. I'm sure I haven't run out of things to talk about. It's just they've recorded quite a few episodes of this in a row, and it's not like I'm tired of it or anything. I'm still very much enjoying the game. Otherwise, I wouldn't be recording this many episodes in a row, you know. But it's just sort of like I've reached a point where I'm sure there are plenty of other things I can talk about. I just can't think of any right now. That's the sort of thing that I don't know if a lot of people think about this, but or like people who don't do Let's Plays, but they watch Let's Plays. I don't know if people ever think about like the fact that the people who record these things, they, you know, sometimes they record in batches like I'm doing, and probably a lot of other people do. And if you're doing like solo recordings, you don't have someone else to sort of bounce ideas off of, then you're trying to like think of stuff to talk about for anywhere from 1 to 3 hours in a row. And, you know, after a while, the well gets tapped and you're like, oh, I don't really know what else to talk about right now, so I'm just going to kind of mindlessly talk about nothing for a bit. Oops. I meant to do that. Oh, okay. I thought that was a new order that came in. I nearly hit the button to serve it. Thankfully, I did not. So anyway, that's what I'm at that point where it's like, there are probably lots of other things that I could talk about, but I'm kind of tapped out mentally, and I think I might sneeze at some point. So, sorry if I sneeze while I'm playing the game. Okay. Whew. Now, what would have been more impressive is if I had managed to continue playing the game normally while I was sneezing. But if I did that, I would probably be sneezing right onto my my monitor. Really? I must have put on... Okay, I must have hit the wrong button. I think I hit M instead of B. I think that was what happened. I think that's what happened. I don't know for sure. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to sneeze onto my monitor. That's gross. And I don't really want to have to clean off my monitor because of my own insanity of thinking, oh, it's a good idea to just continue playing the game normally, but you're actually just going to sneeze onto your screen. I actually don't also remember if this is the first or second day of this episode, at least of doing this. So I'm going to do one more. If this means this is the third day of cooking, serving, and deliciousing for this episode, then fine. I made $2 in tips. You kidding me? That's terrible. That's the issue with doing staple foods, is you don't get a lot of tips, unfortunately. Okay, Scott's stock picks. Whatever. I know I could read these, but I just don't really feel like doing it. Sorry. Cook for love. All right. Robberies, I'm not looking forward to that at all. Item is available. Air conditioning. Nice. A lasagna upgrade. Don't really care about that, but we're going to get that air conditioning because that will increase customer patience a little bit more. I just have to find it first. There it is. Yeah, that's it. We have $2,600. That's worth it. So just to warn you, if a robbery ever occurs, then I'm gonna have to do something that I've never actually done because I'm scared of what might happen if it does happen. But basically what's gonna happen, if it happens, is I'm basically gonna pause the game, and then I'll probably pause the recording too, and then I'm going to go find a list of the aspects that can come up for the mini game for that, and then I'm going to unpause for like a brief moment, take a screenshot, and then figure out what aspects of the robber there are, then match that up to the listings that I can find. Oops, wrong number. This is more of a hopeful thing that I'm going to do here. And then I just want to be able to take care of that as quickly as possible, because for me at least, robberies are the hardest minigame by far, because first off, they rarely come up, and second, it's like you have to look at the description at the bottom of the screen to see like what you have to pick for the robber. Like what does he look like? What kind of eyes did he have? What kind of facial hair did he have? What kind of ears did he have? What kind of nose did he have? All that sort of thing. And then you have to scroll between several different options of each of those the features, I guess, the facial features of that person, until you match it up correctly. The problem is that once you start that minigame, you can't get out of it to like to help any customers. So you're kind of stuck doing that. So if you have like a bunch of customers that were waiting to place their orders, and then you have to spend all the time filling out that thing, then you're going to lose a bunch of customers. And it's like, I don't really want to do that. So we're going to see what happens. If it happens, I don't know. I'm really going to hope it doesn't happen. But I don't know. You never know with this game. And now that I know that that's a thing that's going to happen, I'm a little scared. And I regret doing this now. Okay. Okay. There. Okay, we're good. I forgot that the safety inspection was happening during lunch, of course. So, you can go away, lady. It's fine. I got this under control. You can go. Go away. Please go away. I started to press down repeatedly, like it's like I'm opening a bottle of wine. It's like, no, you don't have to do that. You just hold the down arrow, and it's all gonna be fine. Now good, she's gone. I could just left that toilet to rot, but I didn't, because I'm a responsible person. I'm a responsible restaurateur, or whatever that word is. The one thing that I know that I probably should honestly like switch things up a bit with the menu, because the buzz is pretty low a lot of the time. Although I think it's going to be pretty low for the first while. I mean, if I should be putting more foods in that fifth slot. Maybe I'll just have like one food that I can rotate out, like I can rotate between like fish and chicken and that sort of thing. Just foods that are considered healthy, you know? So I'll get some more buzz. Oh, I haven't done a rat trap cleaning in quite some time. And I bought the rat pesticide too, specifically so I didn't have to do that so often, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, hopefully that safety inspection lady will not show up during the dinner rush. I'm sure because, yeah, there she is, of course. Perfect timing. Hopefully I won't have too many chores to have to complete during lunch, the dinner rush. Okay. I'm sure I will. You know another game? Sorry. I know I've been thinking about this a bit. Not just today, but for a while. Another game that I've been thinking about playing again, because I haven't played it in a very long time, is The Lord of the Rings Online. Like I don't play a lot of MMORPGs. I used to play World of Warcraft pretty heavily. I don't anymore because Blizzard is a shitty company. But I remember playing Lord of the Rings Online and enjoying it a fair bit. And I think it's free to play, so that's honestly another incentive for playing that game. It's free to play. I actually don't even know if the game still exists. I imagine it does, but I don't know. So I'm gonna have to look that up, see if it's still around. Another MMORPG that I have not played in several years, and I would like to get back to playing at some point, even if it's just for a little while, is Champions Online. That was a game that I played a lot with my friend Ben. He and I are the co-creators of the podcast Matinee Manatees, by the way, if you ever heard of that podcast. So yeah, he sort of brought me, he kind of introduced me to that game, as that's what I was trying to think of. And I really enjoyed it because it was a superhero MMORPG. It was sort of like in the same sort of vein of another superhero MMORPG that I believe has been shut down for many years, City of Heroes. And yeah, I enjoyed Champions Online. I guess what stopped me from going back to it, because I did try to go back to it, I don't know, a year or two ago maybe. But the issue was that because the game went free to play and I wasn't super duper willing to pay for it, because I didn't have a job at that point, so I didn't really feel like I had incentive enough to actually bother to pay for it. So I wanted to go to a free to play account, but because all of the characters that I had on my account were created when I was paying them money, then I couldn't access those characters unless I spent like $10 to unlock each character. I was not particularly interested in doing that. They do, I don't know if they still have, they're one of the few MMORPGs that at least that I know of that had an option for a lifetime subscription, which admittedly, considering the game has been out for like 8 years now, if I had purchased one, 7 years ago, it definitely would have been worth the cost. But unfortunately, I didn't do that. So I regret not doing that. But I also didn't have any money when it had that option. I don't know if they still have it, but at this point, I don't know if it's worth it, because you never know how long the game is going to last anymore. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. I know we'll probably talk more about MMORPGs in the next episode, but for now, please click the like button if you enjoyed the video. I forgot how the outro went for a bit, but please click the like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel, because I do post content every day. And I want to thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you all next time.